Hello students, this quick video will go over the Unit 2 Paraphrasing Assignment in English 101. This is actually a pretty short assignment, but it does have some challenges that sometimes trip students up. So be sure that you watch the video all the way through to make sure that you're not missing anything, and make sure that you are accessing the appropriate resources before you attempt this assignment. So you'll see first of all that on the assignment page, reading 2 is listed at the top of the instructions. Depending on what semester you're in, this may or may not be your reading, but whatever semester you're in and whatever reading you're doing, it will be listed here for you. So you're going to be taking that reading 2, and you're going to be choosing a quotation. Then you're going to be paraphrasing it in your own words, and then you're going to be giving a justification or a reason for why you chose that quote. So those are the tasks that you'll be doing for this assignment. And again, it really doesn't sound complicated, but it is important that you are following all the guidelines for proper quotations, proper paraphrasing, and proper APA citations. So it's trickier than it sounds. Some of the resources provided include these paraphrasing resource common modules that give you kind of a primer on paraphrasing. There's also a page that includes some paraphrasing activities that you can do to practice. Back to the top of the page, we have what is paraphrasing, paraphrasing versus plagiarism, some examples, and some practice activities that you can do to make sure that you're understanding how to paraphrase appropriately. The last resource that's provided is a sample paraphrasing assignment. And that's a Google Doc that shows you exactly what your assignment should look like. This is exactly what you're going to be turning into me. One quotation, your paraphrase of that quotation, and your justification for that quotation. I've also provided a couple of additional examples just so that you can see some other examples of good paraphrasing, but you only have to do one set for this assignment. Now, it's very important that you make sure that you are using quotation marks for direct quotes, that you are including citations correctly. Your quotation will include an APA citation that includes the author's last name, the year, and the page or paragraph number where you found the quote. I'm going to be looking at whether you have the period in the right place, whether all the spacing is correct, whether your quotation marks are in the correct place. The paraphrase is even trickier because you do have to really understand how to paraphrase. A lot of students either paraphrase too closely to the original, where they are using the same sentence structure and maybe just changing a few words here and there. Or the alternative is that students don't capture the idea closely enough, and their paraphrase is either too vague or a little bit off topic, and they miss part of the idea in their paraphrase. So it's a little bit like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, that your paraphrase needs to be just right. Not too close, not too far away from the original, but just right. So definitely, if you feel like that's a challenge for you, make sure that you are accessing these resources and doing some practices and looking at the examples very carefully before you attempt your own. I'm also going to be looking on your paraphrase for the APA citation. It's important to remember that you also must include a citation anytime that you are paraphrasing ideas that do not originally belong to you. Even if you are putting the information in your own words, you still must include a citation to show where the ideas came from. The difference is that a paraphrase citation does not include the page or the paragraph number like a quotation citation does. So I'm going to be looking again at your citations to make sure that they are correct. And then finally, your justification is essentially just, it's just explaining why you chose this quote, because you'll be using this same reading for your Unit 3 essay. And so I just want to know, why did this quote jump out at you? Why do you think it's important or significant? Why do you relate to it? So this is the format that you'll be turning in. I just want a sheet of, paper submitted with quotation, paraphrase, and justification. Remember, you do not need to do more than one. I'm just giving you more than one samples so that you can see some additional examples of good paraphrasing. If you have any questions about this assignment, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I will do my best to help.